Hey YouTube, it's the test lead, and today I'm going to talk about leaving your current job for a new job. Often in the QA space, the tech space, or any industry for that matter, they focus on getting that first job. But what happens after you get that first job and you think about moving on? What should you do? What are the signs? What are the pros and cons? And how should you go about it? This video will try to focus on answering all of those questions. First off, let's try to address reasons that you may want to switch jobs. Career advancement. Sometimes you may love your job, but from the growth aspect, for your career at least, there's no more room for growth. You may have reached the ceiling for your growth potential at that job. So you gotta start thinking about what's next for you. The next reason, higher compensation. I've personally been in companies where I loved it, but they would give me a 3% raise, a 5% raise, which I was more than grateful for, but going to a different company and starting fresh gave me maybe a 10% or 20% salary bump instead of that yearly 3%. Job satisfaction. If you're feeling unfulfilled or bored at your current job, or if just your values and ideas don't align with the company culture and their ideas, you may start to think that, hey, maybe another company would be a better fit for me. Relocation or proximity to family. Let's say you got your first job or even your second job and it's a hour-and-a-half commute from your family. And you think about, well, a job that's just 10 minutes from me is hiring, I would spend less time commuting. I can spend more time with my family. Or maybe you're moving your whole family to a new state or city. And you're thinking about, instead of trying to commute that long distance or being remote, I can just find a new opportunity in my new location. Company instability or bad work culture. Let's say your company is having rocky times, or the culture itself is just up and down. It's toxic. You are sad and overstressed at work. It's not a good environment for you. And you think about, well, maybe starting fresh at a new company will be less stressful for me. And last but not least is work-life balance. People must work to survive and pay bills. But if you're spending all of your time year after year just working, and not get to enjoy anything, then what's the point? Me personally, I went through this where I would be like, oh yeah, in 2021, what did I do? Just work. In 2020, what did I just do? Work. And all my memories were just working. Now I try to balance traveling, spending time with friends and family, and other things to have a better work-life balance. So now that we've identified different reasons that you may have to look for a new job, let's talk about the process of finding a new job. First, you must prepare for it. Right away, identify your new ideal job. List the culture you want, the pay you want, what do you want to do there, the job role. Make your top list and prioritize what's most important to you. Is the location most important? Is the pay? Is the actual job duties? Make a list and prioritize so when you're applying to things, you know what's most important for you. Next, research the current job market. See what other companies are looking for potential roles in their candidates. If they want a certain skill set, certain programming languages, certain tools, identify that. Because that leads to our next step, updating your resume and LinkedIn profile. Make sure all your qualifications, your skills, your tools, your programming languages are listed visibly on your LinkedIn and resume. That way, recruiters or potential hiring managers can see that and identify it appropriately. Let's say you're researching the current job market and you're lacking and certain things that companies are looking for. You can do steps to better your chances. First, build a portfolio. Have a portfolio with projects demonstrating what you know how to do, and create new projects with new tools that other employers may want to see. Let's say for my current job role, I only use C#, but a new company only uses Python. So if I create a project coding in Python, that could be beneficial for applying for that job. And with that, invest in new skills. Let's say you're at your current company for 5 years. And 5 years ago, when you applied to a job, you had the hottest new skills. But now, 5 years have passed. What's hot and most important to companies could have changed. So that means in order for you to stay relevant, you must learn new skills, languages, and best practices. And last but not least, refresh your old skills. If it's listed on your resume or LinkedIn, you should be able to talk about it confidently. You don't want someone to ask in an interview, oh, it says on a project that you use this practice or this framework. And they ask you to go into details, you can't. Then you get stuck like a liar. No. Make sure everything on your resume you can confidently talk about. So now that we've covered preparing for that new job role, let's talk about actually applying to jobs. My first tip, apply frequently. You may have a 10% chance of hearing back from a company. That means you have to apply to at least 10 jobs before you hear back from at least one. Applying to jobs is a numbers game. Numbers and timing. Sometimes it's a high hiring time. Other times it's a lower hiring time. But to get your resume out there, you gotta keep applying. Personally, I think 10 to 20 jobs a day, which may seem like a lot, but it's a numbers game, like I said previously. Apply frequently. When you wake up in the morning, apply to 5-10 jobs. Then at night, before you go to bed, apply to 5 or 10 more. Eventually, you should start hearing back from some of those companies. Next, get over your fear of rejection. Every company isn't going to be a good fit for you. By them rejecting you, they may be saving you. Let's say they, instead of rejecting you, take a chance on you, knowing in their head that you probably aren't a good fit. They bring you on, and then that culture and environment becomes toxic to you. So instead of going through that, thank them for their time and their interview, and then move on. Rejection happens. That's a life lesson. It'll happen in the work field, in relationships, and all throughout life. So for right now, if you get used to it, don't put your head down. That'll help you further in life. And last but not least, seek feedback and learn from rejections. Let's say you didn't get a job and an interviewer says you were kind of weak in algorithms or in tools. You can use that in a positive spin, so now you know what to work on. So the next interview, you're better prepared. If you got any value from this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm on a road to 8,000 subscribers, so I need your help to get there. If you need help on your QA journey, please check out my book, QA Must Know Vocabulary, as well as my course, the QA Academy. And most importantly, don't forget to learn something new today.